Headline number 4, Couche-Tard president and CEO Brian Hennish said on a recent quarterly earnings call that its new smart checkout system is helping the retailer to control costs. According to Brett Dworsky of C-Store Dive, shout out to the Dworsky, since debuting its smart
He is not
checkout,
okay with that.
Yeah, well, he might be. He sounds like a cool guy. He sounds like, it sounds like that old Chicago Bears skit from Saturday Night Live. Brett the Dworsky of C-Store Dive, since debuting its Smart Cart program in June 2022, Couche-Tard has brought the platform to 2,200 stores across North America, and 40% of in-store payments at these sites run through these self-service stations. These stations were developed by checkout technology company Mashgin, and the platform uses computer vision to recognize consumers' items once they are placed onto a tray and automatically rings them up. And I fought with you to include this story. Why were you so reticent on its inclusion?
I think because when I read the story, they were focusing so much on the labor correlation to why these things are valuable in store. And I think that, yes,
that's actually why I like it. But yeah,
there's
go ahead.
probably some savings there. And I actually got to see these firsthand when I visited the Couche-Tard, as it's pronounced in French, at the McGill lab when I was visiting Carl Boutet up in Montreal. But I think the most important thing to note here, and the reason that this should be included and why I finally conceded, was that convenience stores must be convenient. Waiting in line to check out is not convenient. So scanning each individual item, not properly placing item in bagging area, like not convenient. Okay. The solution from Mashgin does speed things up tremendously, whether that's me doing self-checkout or that's somebody in, who's using self-checkout as a checkout associate. It's just simpler. It makes things faster. So I think that is where the benefits of this Mashgin self-checkout and the benefit and why Couche-Tard is rolling this out to more locations makes sense and should be part of the podcast today. But you really like the labor savings part of it.
Wow. Did you say you just came around? Is that what happened here?
I did. I told you I conceded. I was like, yeah, that's fine. I don't agree with the Dworsky here that labor savings should have been the headline on this. I think this technology is the like, it's just working. It's faster. It gets people in and out, makes the convenience store more convenient.
I'm going to throw some support Brad's way too, because actually I think it's, first of all, it's great to see you being so magnanimous in that. And it's always a great,
Brett. His name is Brett.
Conversation.
Brett, not Brad.
Oh, it's Brett. Oh, okay. Brett.
The
Dworsky.
Yeah.
Did I mess that up before? Brett. Yes. Sorry. So yeah, but anyway, I actually think the labor savings is key, because that's what the CEO is talking about publicly, and that's the value he's getting from this. But the other reason this headline is important to me is it shows that the applications of computer vision are still being understood. We've talked about smart carts, we've talked about just walk out technology, but keep in mind what I'm about to say. None of these things are mutually exclusive either. They can all be deployed together in the long run too. But the Mashgin concept is one we haven't talked at all about really in a really long time. It's probably been a few years. And so, like I said, you have a CEO here at a large scale retailer that's publicly saying 40% of its transactions are happening via Mashgin's technology, and it's driving operational savings. So then you have to ask yourself how. Well, the how to me, and this is why I think the operational part is important, is because it's making the checkout process quicker and faster. People are probably likely putting their products on the reader, and the items get automatically run up. So the store employee doesn't have to scan all of them. If 40% of the transactions are happening that way, I have to infer that this is what he's talking about. This is what the CEO is referring to, which is important because ultimately the same idea could be applied to traditional grocery store lanes, where instead of the cashier ringing everything up, she just puts it all through and then it gets bagged up. Or even the self-checkout lanes, you just come, put it there, just like it's happening in the Couche-Tard stores, and then you put it in the bag, right? It rings it up really quickly. You don't have to do anything. And so that ultimately means two things. It means less errors, and it means quicker throughput, and ultimately less cashiers and less payroll too, because one associate can do more in less time. So that's why I think this is important. And it's cool in the conversation and context of how computer vision is still going to shape retail, and we don't know the answers yet. That's why I wanted to include it today.
Yeah, I like the computer vision angle of it. I still think the part that's still not clear is whether it's self-checkout versus associate checkout, and like how many associates do you still need to have? Yes, you can have one associate for multiple self-checkout lanes. This makes it simpler, but we'll see. I've came around, Chris.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And so Brett, if you're listening, yeah, we'd love to see the follow-up to see how they're actually using this and deploying it in those stores to get this operational savings. It'd be great to know.